So this video is all about intervallic playing and how to get you out of just playing minor pentatonics and using intervallic playing in a really simple way. Now, what do I mean by intervallic playing? What I mean is following the chords, playing the notes in the chords, okay, which sounds really cool in a major blues. Now, this first video will get you up and doing this in a really cool way, really quickly. All right, I've come up with this system called the cross system, which enables you to access this very quickly. You don't necessarily need to understand what all the notes are in the chords, because this cross system kind of does it for you. It does help to understand the notes in the chords, but you don't need to access this. You can kind of add that as you go along. So let's just jump straight into it and show you this cross system. So the cross system is based on a series of shapes, which you guessed it, are crosses. So cross number 1 will be like this. Now cross number 1 is like a 5 on a dice. So if you imagine 2 dots at the top, 1 in the middle, and then 2 at the bottom. Here are 2 at the bottom, here's the 1 in the middle, and here's the 2 at the top. Now this works over an A7 chord, because that A7 chord has got that major third in the middle, and that is right in the middle of your 5 shape. There it is. Now the rest of the notes, we've got a root there, we've got a flat 7, major third as I said, the 5 and the 6. So all those notes apart from the 6 are in the chord, but the 6 is in a major pentatonic, so it's going to sound really cool. Now like I said, it helps to understand what those intervals are, but you don't need to know them to play cool sounding intervallic blues that's going to work really well following the chords. You just need to know that shape. Now, when it goes to the D7 chord, which is sometimes called the 4 chord in the blues, all right, in A7, all we do is we shift this shape up here, because the D7 chord is there, right? Yeah. There's our major third, right in the middle of our 5 shape. So we shift it there, back to A7. E7, you guessed it, we follow the chord. D7. A7. Alright, so you have to follow the chords with this. It's not like the minor pentatonic where you can just stick in position 1 the whole time and be lazy. Let's stop being lazy. We've got to follow the chords. It's about following the chords. Now for this lesson, we are shifting positions. You don't have to shift positions to follow the chords, but we're making it nice and simple. But later on, we're going to add in additional shapes so we can play across the entire blues 12-bar progression, just staying here, but adding in different crosses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play across just an A major blues backing track. Just go to YouTube, put A7 blues backing track, and we're going to play across that, and I'm going to talk you through it. Okay, so I'm going to start off in position 1. Now I'm going to go up to the D. Same 5 shape. Back to A. Up to the E. D. A. Okay, so you get the idea. So all I'm doing is just shifting that shape around. Shape number 1, which is shaped like a 5 on a dice. For A7, I'm doing it there. For D7, I'm doing it there. E7, I'm doing it there. Let's think about some of the notes that the notes that we're playing are the ones in the 5 shape, but the order that I'm playing them in. All right? The order will help, although largely, if you kind of do it randomly, it's probably going to sound quite good anyway, but it's good to think about the order. A lot of people don't think about the order. I might do things like, so the reason I'm going in that order is I'm working down the 5 shape, look. Root, flat 7, but ending on a root. That flat 7 kind of wants to pull back to the root a lot. Alright, so I'm taking advantage of that. When I'm playing a flat 7, I'm going to a root a lot. I was doing that line, landing on the major third. Landing on the major third is a cool thing to do. Or go from major third to root works. See, I don't want to land there on the 6. It wants to go somewhere. Alright, so try and think about those notes. Try resolving to the root or the major third, sounds good. You can resolve to the 5 if you want to, but when you land on that flat 7, okay, try and resolve it back to the root. If you're on the 6, you need to do something with that, and either go down the shape or land on a major third. Okay, so you do need to think about the order you put these things in, but start off with just play around with it. Just play around with these ideas. Okay. Another good thing to do is to play it and try and figure out when the next chord comes, but just use the timing in your head. So something like this. Here comes that D chord. Back to the A chord. Here comes the E chord. D chord. A chord. Alright, so there I'm just getting a feel for where the chords change. That's really important, okay? This is all about what people say it's called following the changes. You're following the chords, right? And that's gonna tie you in to the song that you're playing over the top of, or the backing track that you're playing over the top of, which to me is a lot cooler than just blasting away randomly in A minor pentatonic, hoping that it's going to sound good. Right, so get doing that straight away, and you'll instantly find that you're able to get these extra cool sounds that maybe you've been looking for years, and you'll be able to pick those up really quickly. Then what we're going to do with the cross shape is add other crosses into it, so you can do this with a little bit more freedom. The next lesson is about doing this. Putting that note in and going. So adding those sounds in as well. So that will be the next lesson.